Hi, I'm Don, and this is the Hobbyist Geek. Welcome back, y'all. Today we get to continue our Ironman build. This is pack 3, and we get 3 new issues with this pack, and I can't wait. It's been way too long for me, so let's just get right back into it. Alrighty, before we get into the parts for issue 6, for anyone who watched pack 2, you know that the LED on the right hand from issue 3 did not function. Well, Fanhome did indeed send a replacement, and look at that, working perfectly now. So we are good there. Incredible. All right, for issue 6, we only get 4 parts here. We have the right arm joint cover, we have the right arm elbow connector, and 2 right arm joint washers, along with a couple of GP screws. All right, this should be relatively easy. We're going to take the assembly we did from issue 5. We're going to take this connector here, the elbow, the elbow connector right here. And note you got some short ends and some long ends. Well, the long end, I believe, is what we're going to stick right into that slot right there. Yep. Just like so. Make sure you push it all the way in, nice and tight. Then we're going to take this piece. We got 2 posts. And take the washers we got and put them on both posts. And those posts are going to go into these 2 holes. And that slot is for the other side of the elbow connector. So we'll just kind of line all of this up and get it in. Push together. Look at that. And we have 2 screw holes here for 2 GP screws. All right, and here it is. We have a little bit of motion here and a little bit of motion here. So we got us a double jointed elbow that can go about 90 degrees here. So that's actually really nice. I don't know if we're going to have any other joints or anything, but a nice 90-degree bend will give us some decent articulation. And that is the end of issue 6. Let's see what's next. Alrighty, so here we are with issue 7. Not much here. We have the right forearm. We have the forearm plate. We have the forearm top and a couple of screws. All right, the first thing we're going to do is take the forearm. By the way, this is metal, this and this are plastic. And you'll notice there are 3 holes along the top here and 3 posts right here. We're just going to push fit this together. Just like that. Then we're going to take the forearm top. You'll note there's a post right there, and that's where it will go. This little barrier will slide into that slot. Just like this. We're going to finish it off on the underside with a BP screw right into that hole right there. All right, there you go. Next up, we're going to bring this back out and take a look at this longer section here, okay? So you're definitely going to want it in this orientation with the screw holes facing up and this longer side facing the right. And that is going to slide in here. And I'm trying to figure out exactly where it's going to slide in here because it's hard to tell. Probably helps if I have it in the correct direction. So this is going to go on the wider end. And there we go. Okay, so you've got this square piece right there that's going to fit into that square slot, just like that. And now we've got 2 screw holes, and we're going to use DM screws to hold everything in place. All right, there you go. Look at that. Very cool. And that is the end of issue 7. Let's see what's next. Alrighty, and here's what we get with issue 8. We have the right forearm inner. We have the forearm protector. We have the wrist joint. We have another one labeled as wrist joint. And we've got the wrist joint cover along with some screws. All right, to kick things off, we're going to take the inner forearm and this forearm protector. And you'll notice there are 2 posts right here and 2 holes for them. Of course, the larger post with the larger hole. And just push fit those things in. Boom, just like that. Should click a little bit to help hold it in place. But just to make sure, right in that hole, we're going to throw a BP screw. All right, there we go. Very, very nice. Now, we're going to take the 2 wrist joints here, and you're going to take this flat and put it in between those 2 posts, just like so. Wow, there it goes. And try to line up the hole. There we go. Now notice you got a very small hole here and a very large hole here. The large hole is where you're going to put the screw in, and we're going to use a JP screw to go in all the way through. All right, now you're going to want to make sure this does move, and as you can see, mine does. Okay, tighter that gets, the more tension you'll have on this joint. You do want some tension because you're going to put the hand on here at some point, and it's going to have to hold the weight. And this feels very loose. Up top, it's a lot less loose, but over here, it feels pretty loose. So I'm going to tighten it up just a little bit more. You do it to your preference. All right, that should do. And with all of that in place, you're going to take your wrist wrist joint cover here, and you're going to just put that on just like that. Look at that. Okay. Now, we're going to pull this back out again, and we're going to slot it in here. And I'm trying to tell, it doesn't really say. If you'll notice, you know, it's a little shorter on this side than on this side. And I can't see anything here that indicates which is which. So I'm going to try the long side first. And it should go right into this slot. And note the orientation, okay? So it'll go in like this with the tabs on the rubber filling in the gaps on either side. So kind of like that, okay? Now, what we're going to do is bring this back out. We're going to pop them together, just like so. It should be nice and clean. Let's test. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Very nice. Okay, with that in place, we've got 4 screw holes here, and we're going to use EM screws to fill them all. All right, there we go. forearm almost complete. And that is actually the end of issue 8. So definitely coming along. Maybe not as much progress as I was hoping for, but coming along. And sadly, that actually is the end of pack 3. Now, this is the last time we're going to get a small 3-issue pack until the very, very end. Everything else from here on out should have 6 issues per pack. So we should be able to get more done per video, but this is where we are right now. Definitely made some good progress. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.